Great. Hi there. Hello again. Hi. It's your favorite, David Oman. Don't ask what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to get the damn framing right. Well, how y'all doing? It's the second day in a row I've been on YouTube Live. Get my camera right. Damn it. Everything's conspiring against me. So, what's everybody up to? It's a nice, drizzly, ice-cold Friday here in LA. Word extremely cold. Why do I say that? It's the kind of cold where you go outside in a t-shirt and you go, what the hell am I doing in a t-shirt? I'm freezing my ass off. And it is pretty lousy. It's 53 degrees out here. Last night or this morning, it was 47. I went outside with my t-shirt and a pair of jeans. I was like, it must feel like it's New York. Springtime in New York, it's so cold. But I have some good news to impart to you all. Due to the large success that we've had with the first event, the first seance event with spirits and spooks here. Hi, Jill. Hi, Shane. We're having a second night added. So next Friday night, the 12th of April, we have the first event. And then the following night, the 13th. Hold on 1 second. Wait 1 second. Reggie! Ray! Don't you dare do that. Come here. Reggie, come here. Come here. Come here, Reggie. Come here, move. Come on, Reggie. Sorry, folks. I had to step away from the camera because Reggie was walking around. And when Reggie's walking around the house, hey, Lisa, when Reggie's walking around the floor, it's, as you can hear, it's a sketchy thing. He might be doing something a little bit. Hey, Tara. Ray, come in here. Hi, Linda. But like I said, so Spooks and Spirits has their event that they set up for next Friday night. It's gone to a second night. And it's basically going to be, here, Reggie, lie down. Come on, lie down. Lay down, sweetheart. You guys want me to show you who I'm talking to? All right, here. That's Reggie. There he is. There's the boy. Hello, Ray. Say hi to everybody. So as I was saying, he's here with me. I wanted him to sit down. Lie down. Come on, sweetheart. Lie down. Come on. Lie down. All right, good boy. Stay with Daddy. Stay here. Yeah, he wants to hang out with Dad. Whether he likes it or not, he's going to hang out with Daddy. Sit put. So like I said, they've got this event going on next week. It should be, now they got two events going. So, and I'll share the links with you right now on here. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. He's a doll. Here's the event information. I don't know if he's put it up yet, but he's got it going for Friday night and Saturday night. And what happened was that a lot of people wanted to go Saturday night and he didn't have it. And he said, look, I can figure this out and make everybody. Hi, Andrea. I said, I can make a Friday night and Saturday night. I said, fine, do it Saturday night as well. So he's added Saturday night for people. It's going to be crazy. How to say this? I've lived here now 22 years. And, you know, with that many passage of time and stuff and the events that I've had here and the experiences, it's been curious. But this season, Reggie, lie down. That's a good boy. Just chill. As I was saying, this season, I've noticed a real big uptick. Well, I think it has to do with the fact we've had so much rain and so much inclement weather and the thunderstorms and the lightning lately. What is going on with the camera? It's freaking out. The camera, you see that? It's like moving. I'm not touching the camera. It's doing that on its own. I have no idea what that's about. But like I said, about a month ago, hey, Shane, I had Cam, LA Cam and his group, which are a bunch of social media influencers. And now Jill, it stopped. Isn't that strange? That is so wild. It finally quit. In any event, they came over to visit and do a little investigation at the house a month ago. Now it's starting again with the camera fletching. And we were just in the kitchen talking about 8 o'clock, shortly after they arrived. And one of the kids asked me, he goes, has anybody ever stolen anything from the house? And I said, oh, yeah, Lindsay Lohan. And I went into the story about Lindsay Lohan, which you can see the video on my channel here, went after the show, of course. And I mentioned to him that, 8 years ago, hey, Andrea, another shit, yeah, no kidding. I said that, when I was all jacked up to meet her, and when I opened the door, all of a sudden I felt like the air escaped my tire, like the air was let out of my tires on a car. And right as I said that, and mind you, I'm in the kitchen and I'm talking to them, and they're all in the dining room around the pass through, and I'm talking to them. At that moment, the front door opens on its own. Now, mind you, the door was closed and shut, and I know for a fact, and locked, because when they had gone in and out a bunch of times, they were leaving the door open. And I was like, I don't want somebody to walk up here and just pop in the house because the door's ajar. So I shut the door and I locked it. I'm doing okay. Sorry. Hi, Charmaine. So we all stopped, and the dog, as we watched the video, turned and looked at the door like, what the hell is going on here? We reviewed the video footage. We looked at the front door camera. We looked outside the door on the two cameras on the side of the house, pointing towards the front door. We looked at the front door camera itself, outside the house. There was no wind, no breeze, nothing. It was raining, yes, but there was no movement of any of the leaves on the rose bush. And I'm like, that's batshit crazy. And it was nuts. And what's funny is other people that have watched it on YouTube said, we turned the volume up, and while you're all standing there talking, right before the door opens, I can hear footsteps going towards the door. And then after the door opens, you can hear footsteps going outside the door. That's what's so, oh, wow, look who it is. It's Chantal. Hey, Foggy. Hey, Chantal. Hey, Road Warrior. And I was like, oh, my God. He goes, yeah, we could hear the sound of footsteps. And you guys are all standing there dumbstruck. Nobody's walking, so we don't know what the hell that's from. And I'm like going, it's from one of the spirits vacating the house after I mentioned Lindsay Lohan, because it was such a terribly traumatic experience for the spirits. They said, oh, this story again? We're out of here. And they walked out. It's true, Tara. It's very crazy what's going on here. Well, like I said, there's 6 of us. There's 7 of us. I'm the 7th. There's 6 of them. They've never been here before. They're not even paranormal enthusiasts. They're the people that are going up and raising Cain against the Scientology Center in downtown LA and in West Hollywood. And I'm like, I can't believe this is the science. These are the social media influencers. And what do? They go out and piss on the gosh darn Scientology Center, figuratively speaking, of course, raising hell with them. And I'm like, I'm not accustomed to this kind of social media influencer. I'm accustomed to the paranormal enthusiasts, the ghost hunting types, the ones that are looking for crazy places to explore, such as the Grim Life Collective, my favorite, and Days with Jordan the Lion. I mean, they're just nuts. Something going out for a while. That's cool. Yeah, someone going, exactly, Audra. Nice to see you, Audra. Hi, Emily. How sad is Sharon not? Yeah, Linda, it's tragic. It's terrible what happened to her, obviously. Hit the like button, tickle my bell, please. Hi, Cheryl. I don't know what the hell that means. First coming to Hollywood, California in August. You have to come out and visit. Obviously, send me a message, DM me on YouTube, since I've gotten banned or suspended from Facebook, which sucks. I really don't like that, but I realize how much more time I have, because how little time I had free time, because how much time I was spending on Facebook reading people's posts and stuff. So it is a good thing in a sense. Thank you, Foggy. Yeah, the place here is, lately it's been off the charts kooky. I mean, I haven't seen this much activity in a long time. Thanks, Movie Star. I appreciate that. It's nuts, though. Like I said, I've had, been here for 22 years now, and I think, honestly, because of the 3 years of COVID and the amount of isolation, let us just say, that was happening here, where I wasn't bringing people in and I wasn't having visitors. I mean, friends, visitors that were just coming up the driveway to see the house and see me and see the Tate house. All of that got cut off. So it got starved. So the energy was basically at a loss for knowing why and wondering what it was that was happening, that the house was kind of like vacant. I mean, yes, I was here, but to them, I'm part of the furniture, the scenery, let us say. And I believe that. Hey, Bloody Mary, how are you? God damn, son. How are you doing down there in Louisiana? I've been, seeing, I used to see your posts about your events down there. But since I've been banned off of Facebook, I can't say anything about it. Yeah, we have the eclipse coming up. Honestly, I don't think it has a lot to do with what goes on here. I think that that's our desire, our belief in like astrology, to somehow the astrology and the astronomy, and that has an effect on the spirits, like Mercury retrograde, right? I haven't seen anything but Mercury retrograde my entire life. So as far as I'm concerned, what's the difference from one day to the next? When they say, yeah, it's Mercury retrograde, baloney. That's the story of my life. Nothing gets done. And how is it? Charmaine, the only doggy is Reggie. Fiona passed away on Thanksgiving last year. She was about 16 and a half, and she had a stroke a couple days earlier and died of bloat. So Reggie's doing good. Yeah, I understand that, Andrea. But like I said last night on the YouTube channel, the house literally occupied 10% of the flat land on the property. So it was the ultra greatest waste of space of a valuable piece of real estate with a gorgeous view, a most unique view from all the way from the ocean. I mean, from the ocean all the way to downtown. It was just the most panoramic view, and still is, obviously. I'm just saying that the usage of the property with the Tate House was very, very diminished, and they really, didn't anticipate 50 years later that someone would say, "Hey, let's tear this down and build a big house there." No, I appreciate that, Anne. I appreciate that from everybody about Fiona. It really busted my ass. Hey, Missy, but look. Let's be honest. Sidetrack. When you get a pet, except for a turtle, let's be honest, or a tortoise, you have a pretty good knowledge that in your head that animal is going to die before you do. And a lot of people don't do that. And after Sebastian passed away, my first dog, 18 years ago, it was burned in my memory. Well, 2008, 16 years ago, sorry. It's just one of those things, it became painfully apparent. Also with my cat, when one of my first cat died, it was like, and my mom said, this is part of it. You can't escape it. It's going to happen. And, so that's the story of that. So, I try to give them the best life, the best food that I can make myself for them and prolong their lives. But as I was saying, unless you have a turtle or a tortoise or a parrot, they're going to outlive you most likely. So make that plan for your whatchamacallit, your estate when you pass, before you pass, that your pets go where they go. If they're tortoise, turtle, or parrot. Yeah, Maud. Oh, so, hi, it's nice to meet you, Maud. Yeah, Maud, you're right. It's the truth. It's true. Well, so are my cats. I mean, my cats and my dogs are buddies, or my kids, or my family. Yeah, Foggy. I still am still dealing with the loss of Tommy, my favorite cat. No offense to the rest of you, dead or alive. Tommy was a very unique cat, and he's been passed for 3.5 years, and it's still, I find myself still missing him and saying his name out loud. So, yeah, I agree with you, Missy. It is a shame, and it's a shame that Zach Baggins got it too. So, oh yeah, by the way, I want to mention this. Again, follow me on Instagram on @HouseEndOfDrive, which is the movie Instagram site page. Also, check the movie out. It has been released from the bowels of hell. HouseAtTheEndOfTheDrive.com, and you can see that. Oh God, Chantal, God. Leave it to the South Afrikaner to give you the 411 on busting your humor bones when you're talking about a painful thought of your pets dying. Thanks, Chantal. I really appreciate the unicorn statement. I'm here. I'm going to share some links to you guys. Yeah, this is for the event. Like I said, so Steve Rowan of Spooks and Spirits has this event. Now it's going to be 2 nights. It's going to be next Friday night and next Saturday night, which I'm telling you, thank God we have all the cameras in the house, because I said, if my sense of the place is correct, and he has this event here next Friday night, well, it starts on Wednesday night. We're doing the social media influencer event here and run through on Wednesday night. Then on Friday night and Saturday night are the actual events. But I have a feeling with the house being so jacked up with activity that when they're doing their event here, since we're all going to be all down in the theater room for the most part, that stuff's going to be happening on the top floor and we're going to hear it. And luckily, I've got the camera system, which works like a charm, working now, that I can actually be able to say, guys, let's hear what's going on upstairs. Come on. Oh, God, Fata. Fata, he's expanded it to 2 nights, Friday and Saturday night next week, by the way. Well, Chantal Radman, Charmaine. Hey, Kevin, how are you? So, like I said, I just shared you the link for the event next Friday and Saturday night, which, like, I think is going to be kooky, because I think the amount of people that'll be here and with the intention of what they're all looking for, and the house just being the way it's been. I don't know how it's going to be, but it's going to be nuts, I have a feeling. Hey, Paranormal Monkey, how are you? Honestly, no. I know where you're getting at with that question about the summer months. Here's the scoop on the anniversary. Now, mind you, I've been keeping a pretty consistent diary since 2004 of the activity that's going on here. And I've looked through it and I've tried to look around the anniversary. And what's funny is you think, everybody believes the anniversary is the pinnacle of the event, of the activity in the house. And I said, wait a second. Nobody puts themselves in the shoes of the spirits. And I said, why would you be so active and so, how should you say, so boisterous on the anniversary of your passing? Doesn't make a lot of sense. If anything, I think the spirits would be considerably much more somber and reclusive and much more subdued. And as I've seen through the years, it's a few days before the anniversary and a few days after the anniversary, it spikes. But literally on the anniversary itself, with the exception of one event that took place several years ago on the 50th anniversary of the murders, we had an event here in the place. My friend Joey Moss, the artist, had a the figurine on the aquarium didn't get knocked over. That son of a bee went flying out. That was that. Out and off. All right, thank you. Flew off the aquarium and flew and traveled 7 to 8 feet in the air, going like this, and landed on the ground in front of his feet. And then the head popped off as it hit. And I'm talking about the big, heavy Beetlejuice. And I was looking at him, and I turned to my left right as it happened, and out of the corner of my eye, in mid-flight, I see the Beetlejuice figurine going, and I'm like, holy shit. And it landed right at his feet, and I'm going, what? And he's like this, going, he's like almost pale as a ghost, Joey was. And his name is Joey Moss, M-A-A-S. He's the artist who made the 3 portraits of Sharon Tate. And you can go to joeymoss.com, JOEYMAAS.com. And he painted the 3 paintings of Sharon Tate portraits. He painted the painting of the house from the underside looking up from a photograph. He did his version of it. It was beautiful. He also did a couple of posters that I have here. He also created the one and only Ouija planchette table. Let's see what it goes. I will talk about you on Facebook later. Thanks, Missy. I'm actually back. I started a new Facebook page. Look for my page. It's got me at the bottom of the stairs looking up, and it's got the background of his house at the end of the drive. Yes, I've seen an actual, Andrea, I've actually seen one apparition here 20 years ago in the middle of summer. But first, let me finish the story about this. No, Sharon's living sister doesn't like me. She is the antithesis of somebody who doesn't believe in ghosts. The fact of the matter is her other sister, Patty, and Mrs. Tate both had a private paranormal psychic, whatever you want, a medium, that they worked with before they both died. And I actually found him and brought him to the house 20 years ago, and his name was Brian Edward Hurst. I don't know if he's still alive, but Brian had told me that Deborah did not believe in the paranormal, that Mrs. Tate and Patty both were believers in reaching out to the other side, but that Deborah was abjectly opposed to it. And he goes, that's why she doesn't like me. And yes, I've had a friend of mine reach out to her years ago, Una Hellich White, a spiritual artist and medium who's now since passed, who used to do soul portraits. She reached out to Deborah, and Deborah says, I don't ever want to see him. I don't think it. It's like, well, all right, fine. So that's why that'll never happen. More sightings of Abigail looking in the bathroom window. No, no TS. That hasn't happened since my friend's daughter was here, God, years ago now. And she's an adult now. So I do have the video clip of her, her experience here. And I'd love to interview her now and talk to her about it. But no, I haven't. So back to the story of the anniversary on the 50th. So Joey is sitting there looking, and I'm saying, Joey, he goes, it just launched right at me. And I'm saying, I looked at my watch and it says 12:20 a.m., August 9th. And I said, it's 12:20 a.m. I said, that's wild. And then I swear to God, I heard a voice say, that's the time my body and soul split. And I'm thinking, I looked it up, and sure enough, according to the coroner's report, the time of death of Sharon's actual death was around that time of the morning. They said between 12 and 12:30, they said, that's about the time, going by what the testimony of the witnesses, the murderers, was. So, well, PJC, it's right now available. You can go to houseattheendofthedrive.com. There's a link. It has not been released for sale. It won't be for at least 6 months, because we are trying to get it out there to the public and let the public see it. And it's for rental for $3.99 on Vimeo. Here, I'll find you the gosh darn link and send it to you. But it's a 3-day rental. You guys can watch it. You can see it there. It's $3.99, so it's basically $4 for 3 days. You can enjoy it, watch it, see what you think, etc. But yeah. So back to what I was saying about Joey. So I said, Joey, I think that was the time that Sharon died. That's what I heard. And he was like, oh, dude, that's just nuts. That's just so nuts. And it's like, yeah, it's crazy. Oh, too many. It's telling me I have too many gosh darn numbers. I have too much information here. Is that good still? It's for the oh, God. God, this is such a pain in the ass. Here, wait 1 second, PJ. There's the link. There you go, kids. You can see this movie. Yes, I have to be honest with you. The movie was shot a number of years ago, a while ago. The original filming was shot. I held out because I didn't like the way the director's cut. We then went back and re-edited a producer's cut. We then re-edited several. I think it's about this version you're saying. I kid you not. I swear to God, this is the 10th version of this movie. It went through 10 different actual creations. So if I wanted to sell the 10 previous versions, I could. They're that unique in the way that the construction of the arrangement of the scene structure and the scenes themselves, and some of the scenes were removed, some new scenes were added. So it's completely different than the first installment to the 10th installment. But it's now available. Yes, you're right, Fat. I'll tell you that as soon as I get done with this. Hold it. The Paranormal Monkey has a question. Apologies for my ignorance. Have you managed to capture EVPs on tape or digitally? Well, to be honest with you, Paranormal Monkey podcast, I got them on several different formats. We have it on somebody had it on the VHS tape that they were shooting when they were investigating years ago. We have EVPs on the digital recorders here at the house on the little digital recorders, little recording devices. We have it on the cameras here, and here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. See that camera there? There's 25 of those cameras inside the house. There's 5 outside. There's one on the balcony. There's one on the side of the house. There's one at the front door, and there's 2 on the side of the home. So it covers the front. So no, yeah, she did have a premonition, right? I remember something about it. No, but like I said, Paranormal Monkey Podcast, I got to come up with a way to call you guys. PD Podcast, PMD, PMP. All right, PMP. I'm referring to you now as that. Yeah, and what's interesting is there's no difference. Meaning, we recorded a man's voice in the third level guest bedroom on a digital recorder. The same voice was recorded on one of those cameras right there. Same exact thing. We also have a recording that was done years ago during a seance where I basically held the seance up because I said, I heard a voice, and to the disgruntlement of both the psychics, one at each end of the table, and there's 10 people around the table, they said, what are you doing? I said, it's my house, and I don't want to have to sit there and later on go through the footage to find that gosh darn spot, because right now I heard his voice. I want to play it back. We had 3 digital recorders on the table. And I said, play the first recording. And the first recorder said, heard this man's voice say, it was like this, let it go, Mia. And it was clear as a bell. I said, play the second recorder, same thing. Play the third recorder, same thing. The guy that was walking around the table with a video camera recorded the same exact voice at the same acoustic signature as well. The thing is that the sound, the voice sounded as if it was right on top of the microphone. Now, what we're recording here, as I like to call them, are disembodied voices. When you talk about an EVP is an electronic voice phenomena, more closely associated with, as I believe, the Frank's box, the Spirit box, the Echo box, the Digibox, those forward, reverse scanning, frequency modulation devices that are basically scanning the AM, FM, telephone, whatever lines they're searching for, those frequencies they're searching for, and then they pick up a voice of that, or they don't pick up a voice, they pick up a transmission that is being associated with the spirit being able to pick that transmission vocalization out, be it a commercial even, and have that voice and then say, that's the word they're using. Now, me personally, I have a lot of problems with that myself because of everything. It just, if you come to it from a skeptical point of view, you go, all right, so maybe if it is a spirit trying to communicate, it's not their voice. Why? Because it's a transmission of a gosh darn cell phone call or an AM or FM radio ad or something that it's picking out. So it's not organically their voice. Also, I just have a lot of problems with the whole premise that spirits need this and that to be able to communicate. And all I hear is human egos speak. Human egos don't want to wait. Human egos want a quick solution to the problem. Quick solution means a shortcut. And a shortcut is like saying, I want to go fishing, but I don't want to spend hours sitting out on a goddamn boat for a bite. And if anybody who I'm talking to out there knows for a fact, when you go fishing off the coast or anywhere, even if it's a lake, but I'm talking about deep sea fishing, you spend countless hours waiting for a bite. And sometimes you don't get a bite, and sometimes it's too small of a catch, and sometimes it's an hour and a half between bites, and sometimes it's hit, and then it's over. But there's no shortcut. I mean, yes, they've got fish finding devices, but let's be honest. You guys are looking for a fish finding device that's made for a ghost finding device to cut down the time in which you can spend looking for ghosts. It's just a lot of hooey to me. Why do I say that? You guys are always going, why? Because in this house, we've recorded voices when we are not actively investigating the house. And I'm talking about just daily activities. 2 videos on my YouTube channel I'm speaking to specifically are where, and by the way, that was me doing that. I was putting the note on there. One is from John Doherty, was here several years ago, and it's on the thing. It's July, I think. He was moving off to Georgia, and he's unpacking his bags. He'd just driven down from San Luis Obispo. I'm in the kitchen talking to him, and I said, "Oh, John, I just heard the spirit say something. They said they're going to miss you." And he was like, huh? I said, yeah. I said, oh, yeah, I forgot. I got to do something downstairs. So I go downstairs here in my office. And maybe about a couple minutes after I depart, I hear John say, David, from upstairs. He's yelling, he goes, David, is there a girl in the house? And I'm like, No, we're the only ones here. I said, no, John. So I go upstairs and he said, what? Well, there's nobody. I said, I heard a girl's voice say, hi, John. And he said, well, John, the spirits are blah, blah, blah. We reviewed 3 of the cameras on the top floor right adjacent to where he was. And sure as enough, you hear this woman's voice say, hi, John. There was no one in the house. It was clear as a bell. There wasn't a television on. It was crazy. Exactly, Foggy. Foggy, you're the first person I've heard ever state it so purely and clearly as what I'm trying to say, which is exactly that. You're right. Wait a second. Charmaine, you should be able to watch it online with your Dutch cars. I'm sure there shouldn't be a problem. So we go and we review, and then the second camera, you can hear it. The third camera, you can hear it even louder, and that's the camera facing John. That's right over the stairwell, and the dog Reggie is there. And when you watch, Reggie looks down the stairwell when he hears the sound of the voice, "Hi, John." The second one that I'm speaking of and referring to is what was the second one? I know there's a bunch of them on there. God, I wish I would have written that down. Hey, Band of Brothers, good evening. Hi, Dana. And there is no longer there. Maybe I don't look familiar. All right, so what I was trying to say is the second one. Let's see, the Hi, John. There's another one. Which one was I thinking of? Crap, I'm blanking out. I got so engrossed in that story. Go look at my YouTube channel. Oh, yeah, thank you. You are so good. God, they said, oh, David, it's the one where you're sitting where you were in the room. I was doing an investigation one night a few years ago, maybe 6 years ago now. Shit, it was before COVID. And I was all tense and worked up and just kind of angsty. I said, I know what to do. Let's do a little karaoke. He's like, what? So I did a karaoke session here, and I'm reviewing the footage. And it's kind of funny because I'm sitting there doing this thing, and I'm reviewing the footage, and I realized that I didn't start the recording at the moment when I started my thing, so I had to do it over. So I said, what, I have to do this over again? And literally over my left shoulder, you hear this man's voice say, fucking pricks. And upon reviewing the footage, I didn't hear him at first, but as I was watching the footage, I said, oh, crap. I said, all right, I heard what you said. I said, so let me get this straight. You said effing pricks. I'm alone. I'm only a singular individual. That would be effing prick. If you're talking to me and about me, you would say that. But you went out of your way to say effing pricks. So I said, who are these effing pricks you're referring to? I said, I'd like to know. I said, because I know you weren't meaning me. And I mean, there's so many videos I have where, again, I'm doing karaoke work, playing around to loosen up. And they're chiming in, and I didn't find out until I reviewed the footage. There's also a video of me in bed. Oh, very funny. Thanks, Charmaine. No, my singing was decent. I'm no Taylor Swift, so let's be honest. And I certainly ain't any one of those other artists of the present day. But my point is, and my voice sucks right now. I've got laryngitis to a degree. I remember there was a video of me waking up in the morning and being in bed, and I heard this man's voice, I'm here. And I heard the voice, and I said, oh, I'm too freaking tired to deal with this crap, whoever the hell it is. So I look at the time on the clock. I'm making my mental mindset, 8:10 in the morning. Okay, when I wake up in a couple of hours, I'll review the footage and see what I captured. Damn, kids, I looked at the footage. He didn't say it once. He said it 3 times. He goes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. And I'm like, and I thought to myself, wait a second. Before I went to bed at 2 in the morning, I went out of my way to call Jay Sebring out. And I said, hey, Jay, I haven't seen you in a bunch of years, in 10 years. I said, how about coming back and paying me a visit? And then I thought to myself, son of a gun, that's who the hell it was, just saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Apropos of what I said some 6 hours earlier in the when I was going to bed, it's like, holy crap, what the fuck? So that's the kind of thing. Very funny, Fata. I hope you're coming to the event either Friday or Saturday night. And do me a favor, Fata. since you have the enthusiasm and the vigor and the strength to get this out there, would you, and will you please do that voodoo that you do so well? Spread the word to your friends here and in San Francisco, since, look, you got time to fly down or drive down and make a weekend of it. Might be a worthwhile cause. And let me be honest. I'll even go so far as to possibly invite some of the people that are there at the event to come over the following day to screen the movie here at the house on the big screen as a freebie. How's that one sound? With fresh homemade popcorn. And no, I don't mean microwave. I've got a real popcorn making machine, like on a stand in the trolley, and it makes 8 ounces of popcorn. I can make it. And believe you me, there's nothing like the fresh smell of fresh made popcorn. Not popcorn made in a microwave, but from a real popcorn making machine in a movie theater downstairs in the 3rd level theater room, watching that film of mine and going, oh my God, this is the house that shot in. Oh crap, that's so wild. And I say this because I'm quoting people that have been here, that have gone to the tours. They say, I come back to my, all right, they watch the movie and go, that's such a trip. That is such a trip. So, no. PMP podcast or PM podcast. Look, I'm human, aren't I? I mean, there'll be points where I will have an incident take place. And of course, it scares me. It's like somebody coming behind you and going, boo, and you're not expecting that. Of course, it gives me the willies, but it's not like, oh my God, they're going to hurt me. They want me to join the dead club. Oh shit, oh God, oh shit. Come on. We all have that expiration date tattooed on our butts that we can't see. So it's eventually we're going to die. So this stupid idea and premise that people have created in their mind that ghosts are trying to kill you. They want you to, it's like, what? Joyce are trying to have you join the Mickey Mouse Club? Like they're on the Mickey Mouse Club and they're waiting for you to come join them, but they can't wait for your death. Naturally speaking, they want to force your death. Come on. That's not the way it works. Ghosts aren't trying to recruit you like the, thank you. We won't get into who and what religions are out there proselytizing and making that happen. That's just not the way it works. They're on their plane of existence. You're on your plane of existence. And that's about the sum total of it. The idea that a ghost is trying to kill somebody. Let me ask you this. And I said this last night and I always have to. Well, thanks, Band. I appreciate that. All right. I'd love you to visit, Charmaine. I think you'd have a great time here as well. Hold it, Andrea. If I ever disinvite, all right, I got that one. You'd be gone in 6 seconds flat. Here's the point. If ghosts were really out to harm people, don't you think that the people that were murdered by those people that are still alive, then they come back as ghosts? Don't you think the murder victims would want to take their revenge out on those people that put them in the grave to begin with? Just let that sink in and matriculate into your brain and think about that. See, because everybody talks about me, and ghosts. I don't hear anybody out there saying it. I put myself in the spirit's shoes and kindly regard their thoughts and their experiences as such that it's not something that I would be interested in doing or could do or would want to do if I could do it. And people don't do that. I say, I know where you're standing. How about putting yourself 6 degrees over and becoming the ghost? And how would you feel about it? I'll be the ghost taking over the singing and food will go missing. Oh, God, Sherman. Very funny. Oh, you're a classic. So look, go take a look at the website. House at the end of the, I'm going to do that for God's sakes. I'm going to put this up there. Channel. Whoops, that's me. And by the way, I didn't say this last night, but I'm going to say this right now. I would like those of you that have not, as so far as yet, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. So I need people to subscribe. Damn that thing. I'm sorry. So there, I want you to do that to join my thing. The animals don't really have a problem with it. And again, spirits aren't like tormenting the animals, going, oh, we're going to kill an animal. For what benefit? The animals here have all the look. I've had 10 or 11, I think 11, 3 dogs and 8 cats that have in my lifetime that have passed away. I believe they're around me and I appreciate that. So like I said, the fact that that my living pets and dogs and cats have seen things and have reacted in such ways where, goddamn, my hair, have literally run around the house chasing stuff that I don't see. I have a pretty good estimation and belief that the spirits are playing with the cats and dogs to amuse them, not to hurt them and torment them. I've never seen the cat go and act like the arching cat from Halloween with its tail up and its fur stirred up. No, I've never seen that. But I've seen them tracking stuff like on, and the famous video called Tess Has to Deal with Some Ghosts from a number of years ago is an example of my cat, Tess, who died again 16 years ago, walking down the hallway, stopping and tracking a shit ton of activity. And she's literally, you can watch her watching the stuff floating around and stuff. And there's one object that literally goes down the hallway 35 feet, comes back up the hallway 25 feet, stops, and right in front of the door does like this and right through it. When rude YouTube ghost hunters demand spirits talk, provoke them with insults. Foggy, but of course, because you know why they do it? It's drama. They think that that's going to create some kind of allure to the spirits to come out, and the spirits are like, dude, what is up your butt? Your attitude's so foul. I'm out of here. Get lost. You're not even worth the time of day. Boom. And they don't. Again, spirits are discerning. They know who's good, who's bad. It's like Santa Claus. He knows who's naughty. He knows who's nice. Spirits know what the hell you're thinking, though. That's the strange, trippy part. And I based this, was Dana saying my part box is a closet and dark room. Yeah, I believe that, Dana. That does happen. You've obviously got some amorous ghosts that are still hanging around you, Dana. But as I was saying, I found this out about 2 years ago when I was walking down the hallway at 1:45 in the morning, doing some laundry. And I thought to myself, spirits, I got you covered. And I literally did this. I threw my hand up like, you're good. Lex is not what Kim is saying. I think you're right, Linda. If I was a ghost, I'd find a way to get a big spanking on those boys and teach them a lesson, and girls that thinking that provoking spirits is some way attractive. I think it's a joke. Yeah, like I said, Dana. Yeah. Like I was saying, though, so I threw my hands up, and literally about a second later, I hear this. And you watch the video, and I'm like this. I literally got frozen in stance going. And as I'm staring at the camera, I'm thinking to myself, is that a burglar? I said, what? And then I think immediately, what kind of an idiot burglar would tip his hand to say, I'm here? Why wouldn't you just say, hi, I'm in the house, going to rob you? And then I said, well, it can't be a burglar then. What idiot would do that? And then I thought, crap, it's got to be. It's like, oh my God, it's the ghosts. And then I thought, wait a second. And you hear me say this out loud as I'm walking up the stairs on the video. I'm walking upstairs and I'm walking towards the kitchen and I'm starting to matriculate in my brain, make sense of what happened. And I said, oh shit. I didn't say a word. I thought what I thought and then did the gesture like, I got you covered, you're good. And did like shrug my shoulder, meaning, and I realized, I didn't speak out loud. I thought something and they reacted to the thought. At that moment, I started cursing them out. I said, so there is no safe harbor in this house, is there? I can't lie to you. I can't hide from you. I can't make a statement that's untrue, that I don't believe in my heart or in my thoughts, that you'll believe. And I'm thinking, I'm totally naked in the wilderness then. I realize I cannot bullshit a ghost, meaning you can't lie. You can't say, I'm going to get the world's greatest psychics and get you kicked out of here. Spirit's like, we know you can't, and we don't think you can, and we know you can't. So there. So there's an interesting dynamic in the paranormal field that most people haven't gotten to that place of yet, probably because they're investigating with the intent of trying to find evidence, whereas I'm not trying to find evidence. I just live in a very active home. And as a result, having all these cameras around, it's providing me with evidence that is basically, for lack of better words, giving me the knowledge that gives me better understanding about how the paranormal works than a lot of what we have been taught and have been learned, or we have learned and been explained by experts in the field. And it's interesting because I use my own experiences in the house as examples to say, wait a second, if I didn't say anything and they're reading my minds, then they are able to read our thoughts. And this gesture of this, what does that mean to anybody? It doesn't mean anything. It means c'est la vie, whatever. Who cares? Not what I was thinking at the time. Well, Mary, we're human freaking beings. It is not. Look, gosh darn, I'll have to say this myself. I think that most highly evolved individuals have moments when they're speaking to themselves to solve problems and to answer and to basically to hear themselves say the question or speak, and then it goes into their ear and they have a different connection in their brain of how they're trying to process it versus just keeping it all internalized. And I don't have a problem with speaking out loud to the spirits. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a human thing. Exactly, Tara. Different plane, different abilities. I think it's human to do that. And let's be honest, you cannot take the human out of human being. It's like trying to split an ear of corn and saying, all right, now I got the corn for the chef. Yeah, but you're not making sense of what you had. You were better off when it was together as one than trying to make things separate. And like I said, it doesn't hurt the spirits to communicate openly. Einstein was one of the most famous, most brilliant minds of his time. He also spoke out loud to himself. You can look it up. It's true. Well, yeah. All right. Now to answer your question earlier, Foggy, somebody asked earlier about have I ever seen a full body apparition? And as I said, one time in my life, I have actually seen a full body apparition here. Funny, oh please, Mary. So do I, but I try to keep it to a dull roar because the camera's in the house. Somebody say, "There's proof he's insane. He's talking to himself." In any event, July 2004. Mid-July 2004, I'm asleep in my bed, and I put my head to the pillow, and I looked, and it said 1:37 a.m. And I then remember falling asleep. Then for some reason, my eyes popped open, and I felt like I'd been asleep for the whole night, and I look at the clock, and it says 1:39. And I'm like, that's strange. And for some reason, I remember turning my head and looking towards the foot of my bed. And here's the corner of the bed right here. How do I show you guys? It's right here. And right off to the corner, about here, 3 feet away, I see this guy. And I mean, he's a full-bodied, regular-sized human being. And he's standing there, and he's got you can't see it. He's got his left hand extended like this, and his fingers pointing out like this. And I'm blinking, and I'm looking at the room is pretty freaking dark. It's night. And my dogs and my cats are on the bed with me. And I look up and I'm thinking, who the hell is that? And I can't recognize him for shit. But I describe him as this. He's wearing a short lapelled suit. Short lapel meaning it's a 60s style suit with the 4 buttons going down. He's all in shades of gray. And what I mean by that is he's not color. Like this hat's black, this is white, this is red trim here. He's in shades of gray. Like you see the image here? This is called sepia toned. And it's all like brown shades. He's in gray shades. His skin is this iridescent, powder blue grayish kind of color, like almost like light gray. His tie is a darker blue gray. His suit is this dark grayish blue gray color, but his shoes are like a charcoal gray. And he's just standing there, and he's turning from his torso, from the middle of his waist up, and pointing. And he's pointing like a quarter turn towards the driveway, going down the driveway. Excuse me. Now, as I'm looking at this and seeing this, I'm thinking, who is this? What is this? And I'm thinking, my God, my mom's dying. Was dealing with pancreatic cancer at the time. So I thought that maybe he's an emissary spirit here to say, hey, David, I'm here to let you know that your mother just died. And when you get a call in the morning from your father, you're going to find out that she passed away now. And then I thought, wait a second. What about my girlfriend, Felicia, who was a flight attendant and flying the European route? I said, maybe something happened to her. It's an emissary ghost about that. And within about 5-10 seconds, he's gone. And he's just 3 times, I remember he turns, that I saw, turns pointing towards the driveway. As it turns out, several months later, I was at LAPD doing research for my book, Ghost and Sailor Drive, which is right now sold out. So you can order, but I won't be able to send them out for 3 or 4 weeks because we're waiting for them to be printed because they're so backlogged and stuff at the printer. That I basically saw this photograph in the files, and I said, "Oh my God, that's him." And the cop said, "That's him." I said, "Oh, nothing." I flipped an 8x10 picture over, and it says Jay Sebring, his natural hairstyle. And I didn't recognize Jay because he didn't have, like I'd seen the photographs, he had straight hair, which was a big thing in the late 60s. He had this coarse kinked hair. So when I saw the picture, and I said, "Oh my God, that's him. That's the man I saw in my bedroom some 3 or 4 months earlier." And it freaked me the hell out. And get this, I kept on through the years trying to figure out why he was pointing towards the driveway going away from the house. 10 years after I saw the apparition of Jay, the property, the double lot next door to mine, which was vacant and just sitting there empty for years and years and years, got bought. The new owner basically did not conform to the normal routine of building a house on the hillside, which is, if this is the hillside, like my house, here's the street up here and here's the hillside. You basically build in, you drill into the ground, you put in these caissons, these 30-foot deep pilings that go into the ground that are filled with concrete in the holes that you build your foundation on. And then you build a step foundation to build it on the slope. That's how you build homes on the side of the house, on the side of a hill. He didn't do that. He went unconventional. You see this hill like this? He went and eviscerated and cut out the entire, here's what it is. Here's the hillside like this going down. He removed all of this earth. Here's the street is up here. He took all of this earth out and went like this and built a 60-foot wall going straight down from the street, straight down 60 feet by 100 feet, going down the street, and built his house on the new flat pad of land that is all concrete. They eviscerated the entire mountainside. During that, the whole place was shaking and rumbling like that. Sorry, that was me jerking the cord to the thing. So, like I said, I'll give you back here, damn it. So as I was saying, come on, don't be a pain. Got enough of that in my life. So now you're going goddamn Batman 66. Don't do me that. We're not there. So as I said, so when they built the house, I started realizing, wait a second. When I saw JC's apparition in July of 2004, he was basically pointing at the property that was going to be under construction next door to my house 10 years. 10 years before that construction began and 10 years before the property was sold. Meaning, and people don't seem to make this association, that if he was able to point out an occurrence that was in the future, 10 years, that he's able to know what's going on in front of us and knows what's happened behind us. Meaning they have an eye to the future more than we can understand. Because why else was J.C. been pointing towards the property next door 10 years before it was built? And then here's another kicker about the house next door during construction. I was having a party here, and I had a ton of people that were here. And somebody was on the balcony, came in the house and said, "Oh, I saw the security guard's light next door." I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I was on the balcony. I was looking at the property construction next door on the top floor, and I saw what looked like a flashlight at about 4 feet height moving across, inside that house." I said, "There is no security guard next door. The place is empty. There's never been a security." So he says, "Well," I said, "Come outside with me." So we literally 5 minutes after he saw this, not even, we went outside and I showed him, I said, "Look inside the house." I said, "Do you see any security cars here? Security car here in the driveway, even parked in the," he goes, "No." I said, "Take a look in the house." He goes, "It's pitch black." I said, "You don't see anybody inside the house?" He goes, "No, I don't." I said, "That's because you saw a ghost." So that's the kind of crazy stuff that's going on there at the house next door. That was just nuts. And like I said, it's not here. It was next door. So go figure that out. What can I say? Here I'm going to repost this about the show online so people can see this. It's still 11, you son of a gun. Here, hold on. Good. I'm going to share this with everybody. I saw my dad for operation next. Yeah, you're very fortunate. What, Becky Boo? How are you? Do I see Shantae House? She's been reported to have been seen here by other people. I myself have yet to see her. I've heard her vocalizations and stuff and recorded her and stuff, but no. From the TV, I saw a shadow figure, head and shoulders, going to his door. Charmaine, next time you see a spirit, and this goes for everybody, anytime you have an interaction with a spirit, stop and try to calm yourself and still your nerves and say, I'm going to allow my curiosity to override my fear. Because when you go to, there are three places you can go during any type of situation, confrontation with a dog, a cat, or whatever. There's the stupid response, there's the curious response, there's a fearful response. And I'll go through them each and every one. The stupid response. Okay, you come upon a snake. You don't know if it's poisonous or not. You just go in with all stupid thought and go, I'm going to go pet that snake. And what happens? You have no respect for yourself. You have no respect for the snake. And furthermore, you have no respect for the moment at which you're in. And therefore, you're behaving in a stupid manner, not being conscious of what the situation is, and you're acting foolish. And you're going to end up having a bad outcome from it. I don't really want to get into how that would work with a ghost scenario, but my point is that's the one response. The fearful response. You come upon a snake, oh my God, it's a snake, God damn it, I have to kill it. You don't know, again, no respect for the animal. You have hypersensitivity, respect for yourself, but your fear is allowing you to override the common thought of, hey, it's a snake, it deserves to live, I should be respectful of its space and let it go on its way. And what do? You take a stick and you kill it, only to find out that that was one of the most rarest snakes in the world and one of the last of its kind. And because of your fearful nature, you've acted in a response that is conducive to fear response, which means you're going to kill it and ask questions later. The third and the final approach is curiosity. That means you afford it respect and you afford yourself respect. You are curious about the situation you are put in, but you are not going to overreact in a negative way, in a harmful way to it or to yourself, which are the opposites of fear and stupidity. You're going to go into that situation saying, okay, I see your snake. I'm going to give you a distance so I won't put you in harm's way. I won't make you feel threatened, but I will observe you from a distance that is safe for me and safe for you. That's mutual respect for both you and for the object or the incident that's occurring to you right now at that moment. And you allow yourself to go, okay, here's this. And in the situation with the spirit, you go, wow, like I did when the spirit came. Because my mom was dying of cancer, and my godfather told me years earlier of his experience where he saw an apparition, 2 apparitions at the foot of his bed when he used to live next door to my parents in the house that was there. He said to me that I saw this apparition, and then my aunt popped in my head, and I realized that she had died, and when I blinked, the apparitions had vaporized. The following morning, when I woke up, I got a call from my cousin saying, Leonard, I've got some bad news for you. And then my godfather, Leonard, said, he goes, Aunt such and such has died. At which point he said, his cousin said, how did you know? And he said, I had a flash image of the incident in the middle of the night previous. And I realized that that was a spirit or 2 spirits that were coming to visit me to tell me that my aunt had died. And I said, that's amazing. And so I basically went and deferred immediately to a place of curiosity. So instead of going, oh my God, it's a ghost. Oh my God, it's here to kill me. Oh my God, it's a ghost. It's going to kill me. I said, all right, what are you here to tell me? What's going on? What's going on? I allowed my curiosity and to override any sense of fear. And that's basically what I'm trying to tell you guys, to do the same thing. Don't allow your fear to run you into the ground in any situation. Hopefully it's not going to end up getting you killed if somebody put their hand out there because I was fearless and I found out it was a rattlesnake and I got bitten by it. That kind of thing. I don't want to hear you do that. But again, exercise caution and respect for both for the living and for the dead. It works for me. It's worked for me for 22 years. And all I can say to you is take that from anything from today and gain from that knowledge. And do me a favor, everybody out there watching this video, those live and those that will watch this when it's being recorded or shown, share the event coming up here with everybody out there on next Friday and Saturday for Steve Rowan. I'll do this again. Yeah, you were just cold scared, Charmaine. Well, allow yourself to live a little further beyond the fear factor and go, okay, that's cool. I'm not going to let that happen and override the fear with curiosity, because curiosity will allow you and afford you a better outcome, hopefully, for the event. And what I mean by that is you should be able to experience that and enjoy that in a way that, you can share with other friends, because obviously if you can't, it's going to be a very short, unhappy experience you're going to have. And in some cases, spirits will be rebuffed by your response. And it could be a relative or a friend that's passed away that's coming to say, hi, I'm just checking in to see you. And because your reaction is like, it's a ghost, I don't want to see a ghost, oh my God, they're going to be like, damn, I didn't expect that response. Okay, maybe I'll visit you in a couple of dozen years when you've calmed down and you can deal with my appearance. Otherwise, I don't want to freak you the hell out. So that's why I said you just try to stay in your shoes and not go, oh my God, and don't go, oh my God, it's a ghost, I'm going to go out there and touch it. You're not going to touch anything. By the time you get up and take one step towards it, it'll probably vaporize. And what I think you want to do is you want to prolong the experience of having that interaction with the spirit, whether or not it acknowledges you or doesn't. It's there, appreciate it. Because as I've told many, 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 many people before, you don't know how rare the actual incident in the occurrence of somebody seeing a spirit is in the totality of the human existence. And I'm talking about over 100,000 years. Of the billions upon billions upon billions of human beings that have lived, how many people in that amount of time, in the past 100,000 years, do you think, percentage-wise, claim to have actually seen an apparition? And not a figment of their imagination, not a threatening apparition, but an apparition just like I described it. Not threatening, but just there. I would venture to say less than 1/100th of a millionth of a percent of the people that have lived in the past 100,000 years have had that experience. And when you think about those odds and you go, wow, that's amazing. Wouldn't you want to say that that's like the odds of winning the lottery, if not even more so than that? That you're one of the luckiest, and I say the luckiest few people that have had that experience and can actually communicate with others that you did. I think that that's something good. I think ghosts have different abilities and degrees to which they can manifest, and I think that's up to them. I think that the apparition that I saw is no different than the shadow people. It's just how they can manifest at the time that they're in, at the space that they're in, and what their requirements are, and how they feel they want to manifest. That's what I think it has to do with. Exactly, Foggy, because it's true. Yeah, those are probably, Linda, those are probably the people that have millions of subscribers. Where me, I'm lucky that I have almost 17,000. Oh yeah, and by the way, kids, this is what you want to go see. House at the end of there's a video, there's a picture for you. I want you to see House at the End of the Drive. It's on my cap and on my shirt. See it. No, I don't have any merch of the shirts yet. In due time, I hope to have more of these great baseball caps, because this is years old. And this shirt actually is more than 10 years old. You see, and it's a great t-shirt. And this is a testament to the quality of the materials that I invest in my t-shirts. A lot of people with the merch are the cheap pieces, thin little flimsy t-shirts. This one's solid 100% Hanes cotton. I think I've washed this thing over 100 some odd times, and it's in great condition. It's not fraying. The image is still good. Everything that we did it well. And it's, that's the thing I'm about, decent quality. Again, check out the movie, please. And please share with your friends this video. I got to bug out here. Reggie's giving me this. I want to go out and take a dump look. And I want you guys to have a good day. And again, when you're dealing with spirits, don't be afraid, because someday God, honestly, we all will be of that spirit world. Because as Jim Morrison said, no one here gets out alive. And that's the truth. Well, Charmaine, I didn't say go, I didn't say go out there and say embrace it with love. I mean, just embrace it for what it is for the moment and don't have the fear that it's going to try to hurt you because, like I said, ghosts aren't here to hurt anyone. Well, with the exception of Zach Baggins, I think they probably do. And I know for a fact when he was here, and oh yeah, Ghost Adventures Season 11, Episode 1, which is now the heading for the Ghost Adventures Sharon Tate show, was shot here and was only shot in 3 hours. What you see on the timetable, on the time code on that show is 100% bullshit. They lasted they shot from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. and ran out completely scared to death and complained about it to me. And then were sick for 3 days afterwards in their hotel room and couldn't get out of bed because we were that sick. And you know something? That's a testament, not just to me and the spirits here, but to the quality of the individual that is, you know who, Baggins. Yes, exactly. And Kansas boy, you got it. But again, share the links that I put up there, please, with your friends. We'd really like to make this event next Friday and Saturday night a humdinger. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy Friday to watch me babble and go on. You guys are the best. And yes, I got banned off of Facebook. I even put myself up a new page on. So follow me on Facebook. It's David Oman. You know who the hell this is. You know this. So when you, whoops. When you see this in the background and a little picture of my face looking up the stairs, that's my new Facebook page. I've got few, if no followers as of yet. So follow me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook, whatever. Night, David. And animals don't like Zach Baggins show. You're right, Linda. That's for sure. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate that. I just didn't want to go on for 2.5 hours like I did last night and make people go, damn, that's a long video live you did there, kid. I don't want to piss people off. But again, hey, Craig, how are you? You're right. Craig, I look forward to you getting up here to the States so you can see the house and then tell me how much you don't believe in ghosts after you visit. This is an inside joke between Craig and I from last night. So... well, I'm glad you liked it, Kansas boy. Thumbs up. Linda, share it with your friends. I have a real difficult time getting this out there, and it would help a lot in the cred of the studios and the belief that this is a valuable asset in this house and the hauntings and the story, because I'm trying to put out there a 4-part limited doc series with footage that's not on YouTube and never been seen by the public that was shot here 20 years ago. That was shot before the first episode of Ghost Hunters ever aired. And the stuff that I've captured here through the years that is not on YouTube and not shown to the public is strange stuff. And the only reason is because I'm too lazy and have too much difficulty when it comes to editing. I loathe editing, and it's so stressful for me that I've got footage that I could have put up on YouTube, but because I don't like editing so much, it sits there in a vault waiting to be seen. So like I said, if anybody out there knows anybody at Fox Television, not the news network, the Fox Television network, the people that put on The Simpsons and stuff, I'd like to talk to them about getting, and if anybody knows Morgan Freeman, I'm targeting and earmarking Morgan Freeman as the host of the docuseries because when Morgan Freeman talks, people listen. And the credibility and the value of the quality of the show goes up exponentially, putting him as the host of the show. And then it doesn't become a paranormal show. It becomes what it is. It's a story-based show, the authorized biography of the Oman House and demythologizing some of the myths of the paranormal and some of the myths about the Tate murders. Craig, you and the Fluvels again. Jeez, you're killing me. Yeah, Ryan, stuff happens here all the time. I mean, I have to be honest with you. I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more stuff that happens here, but because I don't actively investigate the house, do that, and I don't even review the video footage unless something happens in the middle of the day or night that's like, okay, I got to write that down and look up that time code and see what happened in the house. Otherwise, I don't. But when I do review footage, it's like, what the hell is, oh my, it's like, oh boy, there's a lot of stuff going on here that I'm not paying attention to. And because I'm not that vested in the paranormal investigating as a lot of people are, and I'm sure you wouldn't be as well if you were in my shoes, meaning you lived in this thing for 24, 22 years, and you just were so like, all right, it's enough. All right. Unless it's really a major occurrence, like the figurines, how many times do you think I keep showing the figurines getting knocked over and don't get responses saying, we've seen that before? And it's like, God, you don't even know how many times I've seen it before and after. And it's like, nobody wants to see that stuff anymore. So I don't really pay a lot of attention to it unless it's significant and something that's just like, wow, that was a goodie. Then it's something. Yes, Morgan Freeman. Yes. Again, if anybody knows Morgan or has a contact to Morgan Freeman, get in touch with me through through Instagram or YouTube and talk to me, because I'd love to find him. He'd be great. And I'd like to come to have him see the house and talk to him and say, what do you think? Would you be game? I wouldn't do it unless you really think this is up to your standard, because his standards are so high. And I personally believe that I am providing this to the audience in a way that it's going to be of the highest standard and quality. And it's not going to be a bunch of fluff and, oh, did you see that? Oh my God, I saw something. It's like, why the hell do I want to see your reaction when the camera should be faced at the direction that you're looking at of the activity that you're having a cringeworthy shit in your pants moment on? That's my problem. Furthermore, it would not be an investigation show. We're going to be doing interviews with people. We're going to be showing video footage. We're going to be discussing some of the footage and breaking down what happened in some of these interviews. I mean, during the interviews of what happened and showing the footage with that individual in there. And it will be such a thoroughly, much more enjoyable, interesting introspective into the house than what you've seen. And furthermore, it'll be the true and accurate story, not my ghost story where they compressed 5 years of occurrences into a 2-week span. And I watched and I said, gee, if that happened for me and I lived here in the first 2 weeks, all that shit happened, I don't think I would have been living here today because of that. It would have freaked me out. But because it took place over such a period of time, and it wasn't one on top of the other on top of the other in 2 weeks, and it went out during the course of 5 years, it was like, okay, I can deal with it. It's not that big of a hardship. It doesn't bother me. It's not like it's that's scary. And that's what I'm trying to say to you. In television, they want to drama it up and make it crazy. I wish I did the American Mr. Burden. I don't know who that is, but in any event, one last shout out to this. Follow me on Instagram, please. And that's also Instagram, house end of drive. God, focus, you stupid camera. Is that good? There you go. And Instagram, there's that one and at house of end of drive. The book is not available right now. I have to get that from the printer. We're waiting. They said it's 3 or 4 weeks. Remember, go see the movie Ghost House at the End of the Drive at houseattheendofthedrive.com. God, that thing really sucks on the focus. Any event, I am gone. I am out of here. You guys have a very good night. And again, thank you very much for watching, all 38 of you now. See the movie. Like I said, after you see the movie and you do get the book, I think you'll find that there's something about in the book, I reveal the actual inception and creation of the movie. And that goes back to Sharon Tate's spirit. And that's all her. Thanks, Kansas Boy. I appreciate it. Mahalo. Was it this? Hang loose? All right. Thanks, Mary. I appreciate it. Found this live chat by checking your Instagram. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I still have to get you I still got to get you your poster out to you, Dana. I promise you, I still have it here. It hasn't gone anywhere. Why did they point the camera to themselves and not with the actions? Because, Linda, when there's no action that you're seeing, you can see the reaction they're faking on television, so that you can go, "Oh my God, I'm scared," and then they can turn the camera and say, "Oh, we missed it." That's why it's a fake out, is what it is. In any event, thank you, Kathy, again, and try very much to get your friends to come out to the event going on next weekend on the 12th and 13th with Spooky Spirits, or Spooks, with Spooks and Spirits. You know who it is. Let me just go this thing. Let's go copy and paste this for you folks out there in DB land. I want you to be happy as I'm happy too. Bingo. I like bingo, but I like playing it better. All right, so there it is. This is on the 12th and 13th. Let me write that down. April 12th and 13th. So again, everybody, thank you very much. It's go time for you, and I'm out of town blue. Oman happy saying thank you. Bye-bye.